All right, so let's move ahead. So I just want to quickly review what we did last week for the sake of those that didn't stay till the end of the class. Okay, we're asking what was marketing, like I was explaining just now, that is simply communication. The reason why two particular business owner, the same product, the same quality, um, the same, you know, location, but at the end of the day, one is doing better than the other, one is making more sales than the other, is simply because the one that is making more profit or that is making more sale had an idea or discovered a particular idea to communicate that product well enough to the same target customer, because they are all serving the same target customer. So that's just communication. What just happened there is communication. So if the ad you are running, the post that you are making, they are all communication. So that's why I told you guys that social media marketing is not social media posting is not marketing. Posting online does not mean you are doing marketing, because anybody can just post. But what makes it marketing is when you are able to communicate to a particular target audience that particular value that you are selling. Then at the end of the day, you don't just end up communicating with them, but you communicate with them in such a way that they will take that particular action. They tend to take a particular action. So that's what makes it marketing. So if they don't take that particular action, you've not done proper marketing. Yeah, that's another thing. You can communicate it well enough, but there is no particular sense of urgency or a particular uh, a particular strategy that will make them to take that action, that will persuade them. That's what you are doing. So we are talking about majorly on communication. Why do we say marketing is communication? We talked about the emotional aspects, the psychology, that humans are emotional being. I don't have time. I would have go back to the material. All these things I explain everything in the material. We say humans are emotional being, and psychology. So we're like, this is a general term that everybody is using. Everybody just keeps saying, oh, humans are emotional being. Oh, okay. Oh, humans buy with emotion first. But what's actually the concept behind this thing? Because everybody just making this statement. It's a general statement, right? So I took my time to explain the reason why. Okay, this is the reason why they are emotional being. And what exactly did I say? I told you guys that at first, there is, before any, in fact, the first issue identify is that there are problems and there are solutions. Is the concept of problem and solution that brought about this emotional being, right? Now, humans have needs. Humans, they have wants. From the moment you wake up, there's a particular thing that you always want to attend to, right? Right from the moment you woke up, right? As long as you are mentally stable and you are healthy, you are okay. Even those that are not healthy, they are still meeting some emotions. That's why you fall sick, right? So unlike trees, we are all living things, but those ones, they don't have emotions. So even though rain is falling, they are there. Even though sun is shining, they are there. Even though you wipe them, they are there. Even though somebody is dying in front of them, they are there. They don't even speak, they don't react. So you react because of your emotions. That's what makes you to react to things, right? Good. So, and then we're discussing this problem solving, the concept of problem solving and value, and how it influences the impact of every market and business all over the world, right? So, and okay, we said humans are emotional beings that have needs, wants, or desire, and they are constantly working, seeking to satisfy these human needs. So for the fact that these are emotional beings, that's what brought about the need in the first place. So if they don't have emotion, they don't have needs, right? Even though the needs are there, they don't even care, right? So for the fact that they are emotional beings, that's why they care about their needs, and they are constantly seeking to satisfy this need. They just want to satisfy, they just want to be okay. They just want to be okay. That's why when you eat today, tomorrow you will still eat. Right? There's one thought or the other that is going through your head, right? So, and if you discover that every human on earth, there is a particular sense of fulfillment that they always want to, like, you always want to feel like, oh, I achieved this particular goal, or I was able to fulfill this plan or this target, meet up with this target, right? Let's say for instance now, you like everybody, with the moment when the moment they get born to this world, everybody have their personal pursuit or desire. You can just be like, okay, oh, before I get to so age, I should be able to make this certain amount of money, right? And if you now get to that age, and okay, even before you get to that, you discover that you will always be thinking of that particular target. You are trying your best to see how you can meet up with that particular target, right? That's because of your emotions. Those are your emotions that are, at work, right? So for the fact that humans are constantly seeking to satisfy this their need, that is the particular gap that gives room for business. Yes. So because every business in the world, they are constantly seeing how they can solve your solution. How they can solve your problem. So they are offering solution. And what are those solutions? What are the solution? What are they meeting? They are trying to meet your needs. They are trying to meet your needs, right? So that's what actually brought about businesses. So what those businesses are doing, they are just satisfying your emotions. They are satisfying your emotions. If they are selling to you a particular product, it's because you need that product. That's why you can never sell to those that don't need it. You don't sell to those that don't need what you are selling. Selling will never take place in that kind of scenario, right? So you only sell to those that actually need what you are offering, because whatever you are offering, whatever you are selling, it's a solution. So you don't open a business and you now start this looking for, okay, who are those that need this particular product. Even before you start that business, you should be able to know, okay, what are the problems am I solving? Who are the kind of people that I'm solving their problem? You should answer this question before you open a particular business. You don't just enter into a business and then before you now start looking for, oh, who are my targeted customer? No, that's not how it is done. So you first identify those that will be meeting their needs before you enter that business. That's how it is. The same thing with copywriters. You choose your niche. Okay, who are those that I'm going to be, bridging that communication gap? Who are the people that I'm going to be focusing on communicating these values to them? So you choose a particular niche. You don't just go and start, serving everybody. Even though you can serve everybody, but you need to focus in one particular area so that you can be, more effective, right? So because these are humans that are constantly seeking to satisfy their needs, that is a particular gap where marketers now come in, or where marketing comes in, and where business comes in. So now those business, like I said before, they are already, sorting their problems. They are looking for ways to solve their problems, right? But now there's something that is interesting about this particular solution that they are offering. Just as somebody, let's use Benin for instance now, right? Let's use Benin for instance now. We're in Benin here and we have a lot of bus drivers, right? What are they solving? They are trying to solve the issue of transportation, right? But you don't just have only one bus driver. There are a lot, there are many. So you discover that only in your own particular location alone, you have what we call competitors. You are not the only one that is offering that particular solution. That's what we now call it, competitors. Now, not only bus drivers. Let's go down to let's say you are selling a particular. Let me use a let's say body care as for instance now, right? Maybe you produce cream, and you are not the only company that is producing cream in Benin City, or even bread. There are a lot of companies that are, into bread production, right? Or bakery. You are not the only one. So what now makes you stand out? That's the question. What now makes you stand out? So if you don't understand the basics very well, this particular foundation, you'll discover that you are just, you know, looking for a way to offer service that you don't really know what you are, solving. You are just offering service. So that's why I took my time to actually break everything down. I started again so that we'll now understand, okay, well, we are not doing market research, we're not doing copywriting, we'll now understand, oh, this is how all these things come into play, right? So firstly, for the fact that humans are emotional beings, or for the fact that every human on earth, they desire one particular, they want to satisfy a particular need. They are trying to solve a particular problem, which is their need. They are trying to solve their need, right? It can be, oh, I want to build a particular house. I just want to build a house that uh whenever you pass my streets, people get to look at it twice. Okay, I want to ride this kind of car, right? Those things, they are needs, they are your emotions that is coming into play, right? Even though that, okay, let me use for instance, now you are trying, the logical reason there is that, okay, is to solve your transportation, but you don't have to go and buy 50 million car before you solve a transportation issue, right? Or a sports car to solve a transportation issue. So what's now the reason why we now look for class, we now look for status? Those are our emotions, right? So uh every human being, it is natural. It's just that sometimes, that's why you not call it discipline. When you're not trying to go above those emotions, you not call it discipline, right? So I also told them that that's the difference between marketing and economics. That in economics, they'll tell you difference between needs and wants, so that you'll be able to specify the one that your major priorities. Those things they're just trying to discipline you, trying to make you go above your emotions. But in marketing, we act based on those emotions. That's what makes marketing different from economics. Economy will teach you how to go above your emotion, but marketing will help you act based on that particular emotions, because we are trying to sell, we are trying to persuade, right? So that's how it is. Then we also talked about three particular, I call it three key points before any marketing can take place, or what are the three things that makes marketing to take place. Okay, before that, I already said that marketing is communication. You know, they will just tell you marketing is selling. No, what is the actual marketing that you are doing? Is the communication. So it's the marketing that produces selling, right? But what is the marketing itself? It's communication. So marketing is communication, communication is equals to selling. If you can't communicate well enough to your particular audience, that particular value you are selling, selling will not be able to take place. So the absence of communication, every asset of communication is equals to loss of sale. For every barrier in communication, is just know that you are actually losing a lot of money. For every particular barrier in a business operation, for every barrier in communication, there is always a loss of sale. That's how it is, or loss of your customer, or loss or lead loss, right? So that's the basic foundation that you should go with. Marketing is communication, and communication is selling. But because the result of marketing is selling, they just tell me that, oh, marketing is selling. But what's the marketing itself? That's what it means. So you now discover with this particular foundation alone, you discover that, okay, you already have at least 60% advantage over what other marketers are doing out there. This thing I'm saying is not everybody that even know. Sometimes they just can't believe, just like the way maybe your graphic designer is, or your website developer, your software engineer. Because marketing is way different than all of them. We are not just rendering a skill. That's what makes you different. Because at the end of the day, those guys, they just offer a particular product. Their own is to focus on how that product is deliverable. How is it good enough? How is it going to transform the people's life? But you're not the one to not communicate that value. So whether the guy knows whether he's doing marketing or not, he doesn't really care. He's just focusing on his particular idea, that particular product that he's designing. But at the end of the day, you are the one that will not know, okay, are we not going to use this particular product to transform the life of these people? How are we not going to let them know that, okay, this thing can actually solve this particular problem? So even though the rest don't know about these things, you should know. So you as a marketer will not enter marketing with the same mindset that other tech gurus or other tech bros will also use into the tech space. It can't work that way, because you are the one that is coming to, help them. So you can also be in the same, vein when you are trying to, help them. Just like everybody is sitting down, and we are all sitting down, and I'm telling the other person, carry me up, or help me to rise. It doesn't work that way. So you have to first of all stand. You not get the light, then you not bring them into the light. That's how it is. So you don't approach the tech space the way other, tech experts also approach the tech world, right? Are you guys hearing me? Hope I'm not alone. Can you guys hear me? Please say something, because I can't see your reactions.